For now, you can let the day drift a little farther away. There is no need to push it from your mind. You may simply allow it to move on, as water moves past the side of a quiet boat. Settle into whatever position feels most comfortable. Let your hands rest. Let your eyes close if that feels natural, or keep them softly open without needing to focus. You do not have to make sleep happen. You only need to be here, supported, breathing in your own easy way. Notice the next breath arriving. Notice the next breath leaving. No counting, no holding, no effort. Perhaps your forehead can soften. Your jaw may loosen. Your shoulders may become a little less lifted. Your arms can be heavy or light, still or gently warm. Your back and hips can be carried by the surface beneath you. Your legs have nowhere they need to go. Thoughts may pass like reflections on water. A shape appears, stretches, and slips behind. The water does not need to keep it. Somewhere in the quiet, a canal begins to form. It lies beneath a clear night sky, narrow and calm, bordered by gardens and willow trees. Lanterns hang at long intervals along the bank. Their reflections reach down into the dark water in soft golden lines. Beside a small wooden landing waits a covered boat. Its hull is painted deep green. Brass lamps glow beneath the curved roof, and wide windows reveal cushions, folded blankets, and a little table set with a blue teapot. A name is painted near the bow. The Evening Heron. The boatkeeper stands on the landing. His name is Rowan. He wears a dark wool coat and holds the mooring rope loosely, with no sign of hurry. "Willow house before the moon reaches the high branches," he says. "Though the house will wait if we arrive later, it always does." He offers a hand only if you want one, and the boat rests so steadily that boarding is easy. Inside, the air is warm. A long cushioned bench runs beneath the windows. Shelves hold cups, books, and a vase of small white flowers. The roof is high enough to feel open, and the curtains have been tied back so you can see the canal on both sides. On the table is a small wooden box tied with green cord. "A gift for the keeper of Willow House," Rowan says. "Tea from the hill garden. You may carry it when we arrive. Until then, it can travel beside you." The task is simple. The box is safe on the table. You do not need to watch it. Rowan releases the rope. The Evening Heron moves away from the landing. There is no engine sound. A quiet electric motor beneath the floor carries the boat forward with a gentle hum, barely more noticeable than the vibration of a purring cat. The water opens before the bow and closes behind it. A slow forward movement. A soft parting. A smooth return. The landing drifts away. Lanterns pass one by one. You settle against the cushions. The first part of the canal runs behind a row of houses. Their gardens slope toward the water. Stone steps descend to small private landings. Pots of herbs stand on low walls. A watering can rests beside a bench. Curtains are being drawn in upstairs rooms. One garden has a table set beneath a pear tree. The plates have been cleared, but a single candle still burns. Another has strings of tiny lights woven through a trellis. A third contains a hammock, empty and still between two posts. The boat passes without disturbing anything. A cat sits on a wall and watches the lantern reflections move. When the Evening Heron glides by, it blinks once and curls its tail around its paws. The canal bends beneath a low stone bridge. The roof of the boat clears it easily. Within the short arch, sounds become rounder and softer. Water touches stone. The motor hums. Then the boat emerges beneath the open sky again. Beyond the bridge is a floating garden. Wide wooden platforms rest securely along the bank, planted with lavender, mint, white roses, and small willow trees. Narrow channels of water move between them. Lanterns sit among the leaves, making the whole garden appear to hover over its own reflection. A gardener in a linen apron is collecting the final tools of the day. She lifts one hand as the boat passes. Rowan slows the evening heron beside a platform. The gardener steps aboard long enough to place a small bunch of mint near the teapot. "For the journey," she says. Then she returns to her flowers, and the boat continues. You lift the teapot lid. The water inside is warm. You add a few mint leaves and watch them turn slowly beneath the surface. The cup fits comfortably in your hands. You may drink, or simply hold the warmth and notice the fragrance. The canal widens into a long, still basin. Here the water reflects the moon almost perfectly. The evening heron seems to travel between two skies, one above and one below. Rowan turns down the motor until the boat is moving only slightly faster than the current. On the far bank, a pavilion stands among birch trees. Its white curtains move in the night air. A group of chairs faces the water, empty now after an evening gathering. On a table, glass jars hold small candles, each flame nearly still. A violin case rests closed beside one chair. Whatever music was played has ended gently. The silence afterward is not empty. It feels complete. The boat moves on. A little farther along, the canal passes a floating bookhouse moored beneath two plane trees. It is no larger than a garden shed, painted pale blue, with shelves built into its outer walls. Glass doors protect the books from damp air. A lantern hangs above a sign. Take a story, leave a story, return neither in a hurry. Rowan brings the evening heron alongside without tying up. He opens one of the glass doors and chooses a thin green book. Its cover shows a canal winding through a field of stars. "This one travels often," he says. "It has been to Willow House 3 times and always comes back with another pressed leaf inside." He places the book on the table beside the tea box. You may open it, or simply notice the fern leaf marking its first page. The page contains a drawing of a narrow waterway through reeds. Tiny houses stand on stilts above the bank, each with a lamp near the door. The words beneath are few. The boat knew the way, so everyone was free to watch the moon. You close the book before the story asks for more. It can travel beside the unopened gift. Past the bookhouse is a reed garden. Tall green stems rise from shallow water in orderly beds, creating sheltered passages for birds. Small nesting platforms stand empty now. A white heron rests on one leg near the bank, still enough to resemble a carved figure. The boat bearing its name passes quietly. The real heron barely opens one eye. Your breathing may begin to resemble the canal. A quiet opening. A quiet closing. A little space between. You do not need to follow every garden or count every lantern. The journey remembers itself. Ahead, the canal divides around a small island. At its center is an old willow tree, broad and silver beneath the moon. Its branches trail near the water. Both channels around it are calm and safe. Rowan takes the left channel, where round lanterns float close to the bank, tethered by invisible lines. As you pass beneath the willow branches, the air becomes cooler and carries the clean scent of leaves and water. A small wooden sign is fixed to the island. Willow House 3 Bends. The gift box remains beside you. 3 Bends is not far, but there is still no need to prepare. At the first bend, the canal follows a meadow. Tall grasses shine along the bank. Fireflies move above them in slow, scattered patterns. They do not crowd the night. They appear, disappear, and appear again farther on. A narrow footpath runs through the meadow toward a farmhouse with a red door. A lamp glows beneath the porch roof. Near the fence, 2 horses rest in the grass, their heads lowered. At the second bend, the canal enters an avenue of plane trees. Their branches meet overhead, forming a high green ceiling. Moonlight falls through in pale patches. Small doors are set into the garden walls on either side, each painted a different color. Blue, green, soft yellow. Behind them are homes you do not need to visit tonight. Rowan turns one of the brass lamps lower. The boat becomes dimmer inside, and the windows become clearer. Between the second and third bends, the canal runs through a glass garden. Long greenhouses stand on both banks, their lower walls meeting the water. By day they grow cucumbers, strawberries, and herbs for the nearby houses. At night, most of their lamps are lowered, leaving only a warm glow beneath the glass roofs. One greenhouse has a water door built directly into its side. Rowan guides the boat through the open arch. For a few quiet minutes, the evening heron travels inside the garden. Vines climb overhead. Small tomatoes hang among dark leaves. White strawberry flowers lean above beds of moss. Narrow irrigation channels reflect the boat lamps. The air is warmer here and carries the scent of basil and damp stone. A night gardener sits at a desk near the far end, writing labels for tomorrow's seedlings. She looks up, smiles, and places a paper packet on the ledge as the boat passes. Rowan takes it without stopping. The packet is labeled Moon Basil. Beneath the name is a note, for the kitchen window at Willow House. The packet joins the tea box and green book on the table, three small things traveling safely together. The boat leaves through another water door. Cool night air returns. The greenhouse glow recedes behind the willows. At the third bend, a warm light appears ahead. Willow House stands directly beside the canal. It is a long, low building with a slate roof and a wide veranda. 3 willow trees lean over the water in front of it. Lanterns hang beneath the eaves, and a pair of glass doors stands open to a quiet room within. The evening heron slows. A small landing extends from the house. On it waits a woman in a pale blue shawl. She is the keeper of Willow House. Rowan brings the boat alongside so smoothly that the lantern reflections barely tremble. You lift the wooden box. It is warm from the cabin and still almost weightless. The woman receives it with both hands. "Hill garden tea," she says. "Then morning is already prepared." She opens the glass doors wider. "Your room is at the end of the veranda. The boat can remain here as long as you like." You step onto the landing. The boards are broad and dry beneath your feet. The house feels immediately familiar, though you have never been here before. Inside is a sitting room with pale rugs, low bookshelves, and a fireplace glowing without smoke. A long table has been set for breakfast, but everything is covered with clean cloths until morning. A bowl of peaches rests at the center. The keeper carries the tea box toward the kitchen. Rowan remains on the boat, fastening the rope loosely around a post. "The evening heron will travel back after the moon crosses the roof," he says. "Or perhaps it will stay. Boats change their minds at night." His smile makes the words feel ordinary. Before following the veranda, the keeper invites you into the night kitchen. It is a wide, peaceful room with blue-tiled walls and a long wooden table. Copper pans hang above an old stove. Shelves hold jars of dried apples, rice, oats, and herbs from the waterside gardens. She opens the wooden gift box. Inside are 3 packets of tea wrapped in green paper, meadow mint, hill chamomile, orchard leaf. A handwritten card lies beneath them. "For slow mornings at Willow House." The keeper places the packets in a drawer already filled with teas from other journeys. Nothing is compared. Each has traveled by a different path. You give her the paper packet of Moon Basil from the glass garden. She finds a blue pot on the windowsill, fills it with soil from a covered bin, and presses 3 seeds into the surface. "They may grow," she says, "or they may wait. The window will be here." The green book from the floating bookhouse belongs on a small shelf beside the kitchen door. When you open it again, you discover a fresh willow leaf tucked near the final page, though you do not remember anyone placing it there. The final lines of the story are brief. The boat reached the house. The light remained on the water. Everyone who needed to arrive had arrived enough. You return the book to the shelf. It will travel again another night. The keeper pours a little warm tea from a pot already on the stove. It may be chamomile or orchard leaf. You take it in a small cup to the veranda. You follow the veranda. The canal lies just beyond the railing. From here, the route you traveled is hidden by the bends, but the water continues past Willow House toward gardens and fields you have not seen. Your room waits at the far end. It has a wide bed, a cane chair, and two open windows covered by fine screens. A small lamp glows beside a vase of willow leaves. The blanket is the soft green of the boat's hull. You settle onto the bed, or allow the imagined room to become the room around your resting body. The canal makes almost no sound. Now and then, water touches the landing with a soft, hollow note. Outside, Rowan turns down the final boat lamp. The evening heron becomes a dark, comfortable shape beneath the willows. One lantern remains near the bow. Its reflection stretches toward your window. You may remember the floating garden. You may remember mint in warm water. You may remember the moon above and below. Or the details may already be drifting apart. That is all right. The gift has been delivered. The journey has arrived. There is nothing more to carry. Perhaps a dream continues along the canal after you stop watching. The evening heron may glide through another bridge and into a garden where every lantern contains a different peaceful sky. It may pass houses with open windows, quiet orchards, and pavilions waiting beside still water. You do not need to go with it. Or perhaps you do, without effort, in whatever way dreams travel. The warm room remains around you. The willow leaves move slowly beyond the window. The lantern reflection becomes longer, softer, less distinct. Water opens. Water closes. The breath arrives. The breath leaves. The canal carries every remaining thought onward without hurry. Warm room. Quiet water. One lantern beneath the willow. Nothing to navigate. Nothing to keep awake for. Only the gentle canal, moving through the moonlight while you rest.